Hey gamer friends, I'm Danielle.
And I'm Josiah,
And
and we
we
are
are
ready
ready
to
to
roll.
roll.
We are here for our second installment in our top 50 games of all time playlist.
Yay!
And this video is going to be 40 to 31.
Right, so we just want to do a recap of how we made our list so that you'll know. We made the list through PubMeeple.
Yep.
And we did a ranking engine. We pulled in games, but we did not do duplicate games. So if spoiler alert, Unmatched was on his last list,
Yep.
but he only had one Unmatched on his list to rank, so you won't see different variations of the same game.
That's right. Also, we took out expansions.
Yes, we did.
On my last list, I had a game that I included the expansion to make it that high, but I didn't have the base game and the expansion.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So things like that.
And then I finagled my list to the exact number I wanted it to. I mean, not the exact number, but the exact order I wanted it. And then these are games that are our favorites right now.
Right now.
So they could potentially change in just a few months. Maybe we'll play a game that will blow our mind and will creep up the list really fast, or maybe things will start to shift within based on how we've played it, how many times we played it, and that sort of thing.
That's right.
So this is just as of this moment, March 2025. This is our list.
Yep.
All right, so should we just get into it?
We should just get into it. And I started the last one, so why don't you start this one?
All right, sounds good. All right, my number 40 is Windmill Valley. Windmill Valley is a game that we played this year.
This is your number 40 game?
I know.
Okay.
I had so much fun playing this game.
I don't understand what's happening right now.
Yeah, I loved this game. I loved the action selection in the game. It's these two, what do they call it? What do you call those?
Gears?
Yeah, gears.
Yeah.
And they intersect together, and you can actually upgrade each gear. So you're upgrading as you're going. You're doing all kinds of different actions. I loved this game, and it shocked me how much I enjoyed playing this game. I would play it again right now.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I would. It's a game that has, I would say, little maybe mini games.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
I mean, there's different
on the left side of the board, like it has little things. They're not really games,
right?
Mini games per se, but it's like mini actions that you can take.
Yes.
Based on where your gears line up, there's holes in the gears, and wherever your gear is at, there's two arrows that point down, and you can do both actions or one of the other. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it depends on what's going on.
And then you're placing
windmills in
the map, yeah, for regions to get more resources and things like that, and
tulips down here. It's just so pretty. I love it.
I will say the art is gorgeous on it, and I love the gear mechanism for taking turns. That was really cool, very inventive.
Yes, I just enjoyed it. I also like that you're always doing something on your turn. We've kind of talked about that before, but I always felt like I was just doing things all the time. And I really enjoy that aspect. I didn't feel like there was a lot of downtime because I'm figuring it out on your turn. I'm figuring out exactly what I'm going to do. I don't know. I just really enjoyed it. So that is my number 40, Windmill Valley.
My number 40 is Cascadia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a little low, but it's fine.
It's yeah. I mean, it's a really good game. It's one I can play pretty much any time. It's a very replayable game for me.
Agreed.
Very relaxing. You're picking a tile and an animal token, and you're building out a habitat, and you're trying to match up the different types of habitat together in your tokens by turning them and placing them, together. They're hex shaped, and then you're putting your animal tokens on top of the
habitat.
Yeah, the habitat. You're placing your animal tokens on top of the habitats that allow that animal, and then you just score based on that. And so it's a really simple game, really easy to understand and play, very relaxing.
Doesn't take very long, 30 minutes or less.
Yeah, pretty quick game. and I just love it. It just works.
It does. It's a great game.
So that is my number 40 Cascadia.
All right, my number 39 game is Just One. Just One is a party game, and it is so much fun with a ton of people or with a few people. It doesn't matter. It's really good. You have a clue, and you have to write a word that you're trying to get other people to be able to guess that clue, one person to guess that clue.
Right.
But if you match anybody else's word, those clues get taken out.
That's right.
So you can't do the obvious, or only one person can do like the obvious clue. And so you're trying to kind of be creative in your clue giving, but not too creative that it doesn't allow them to get the answer.
That's right. I will say I enjoy this at a higher player count than a lower player count.
Yeah.
We played it with my family, and there are,
Christmas,
I think, 16 maybe.
I know, and the game is not designed for that.
17 of us, yeah, and I had a blast.
I did too. It was really fun.
And so because it adds the dynamic when you have that many people, it adds the dynamic of much more possibility of a duplicate.
Absolutely.
And so you have to really think about what words you're putting down, and then but what ended up happening is because of that, no one would put the obvious word down. And so it was like all these really abstract clues, and so it was really interesting trying to get the person to guess what the word is, and so it was a lot of fun.
I actually really liked that aspect of it, like seeing what everybody's going to put made it really interesting.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. So yeah, that was my number 39, Just One.
My number 39 is Magic the Gathering.
Yes. Yeah. I'm actually surprised this isn't higher on your list.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do enjoy it a lot. I love Magic. I haven't spent a lot of time in it.
That may be why it's not as high.
That's 100% why. If I spent a lot more time in Magic, it would be a lot higher on my list, for sure.
I could see that.
I love the battler aspect of it, and the going through the deck and hand management, using the card resources, exhausting them to make attacks or do special abilities and things like that. Just really fun, but I haven't given it enough time for it to be higher on the list.
Yeah, because it does take time to like really feel like you can maximize your cards, maximize your character, like learning I say character if you're playing the commander deck.
Sure.
Yeah, just learning how everything works together takes time.
It does.
And so, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, and so I do want to say I'm sorry, Talon, that this isn't higher on my list, but maybe someday it will be higher on my list.
I do love our decks that we got for Christmas because we got Bloomburrow decks.
Yeah.
And to me, that made it so much more fun because I really enjoy the little creature characters that are in the deck. I liked it. They were cute. They were fun. I enjoyed that.
The first decks that we got were just basic starter decks.
Yes.
And it's not nearly as much fun with just a regular basic starter deck.
The Commanders decks are a lot more fun.
Commander way of playing it is way better. And it was nice when we got our own deck that we felt like ownership of and could really kind of try and start the process of optimizing and learning really well.
I agree.
But just haven't had enough time yet. But that is my number 39 Magic the Gathering.
My number 38 is The Loop.
Okay.
So this is such a good cooperative game. We have enjoyed it recently. This last year, we've played it again and just loved it.
Yeah.
We have had so much fun with it. And I really want to get this game back to the table and play through more scenarios.
Yeah.
Because we just had such a good time with it. Way more than we thought we would. You probably heard us. If you watched our last video or several videos before we've talked about it, it was a game that we were like, yeah, that's fine. The first time we played it, the first few times we played it, actually.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we played it this last year and just had a blast. So I don't know if we were doing something wrong when we played it before or if it just, I don't know if the timing just didn't work out, but it was so much fun. And so now it's on my list. It's on in my top 50.
I know.
And so that is my number 38.
My number 38 is Quacks of Quedlinburg.
Oh, this is high. I actually am surprised by that.
Yep, got to play it again. We had a long break, and then I got to play it again at Christmas, and then played it again a couple of weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it just kind of renewed my interest in it, and because it's such a fun game. If you had asked me before Christmas, it would have been probably lower on my list because we had played it a lot.
Yes.
Like a lot.
And it kind of worn itself out.
It had worn its welcome. But with some time and being able to play it once or twice since then, it renewed my enjoyment of it. It's a great game. You're a potion maker, and you have a pot in front of you, and it's a bag builder.
Yes.
So there's little tokens of ingredients that you get to continually build into your bag and pull more and more and more. And there's also cherry bombs, which are the bad things. If you get more than 7 cherry bombs, your pot explodes. And there are consequences to that.
Yes.
And so it's like a risk reward on top
push your luck.
Push your luck, on top of the bag building, which I love the most. And so it's just so much fun to see how far you can go in your pot without exploding.
Yes.
And really great mechanisms. The round tracker is fun because it adds in more elements, like more ways to score, and then also more. One round gives you another cherry bomb, and so it just adds more difficulty to it. Really fun. It's a great game.
It is. It's a great game to introduce to people. That's actually why we played it so many times at first, is because we introduced it to so many people.
Right.
So it's a great game for that. I really enjoyed that. And it's just a fun game.
It is. It is. Again, not one that I'll probably play another 10 times recently, in the near future. Yes. But when I get it out every great once in a while, have a blast.
Yes.
That is my number 38, Quacks of Quedlinburg.
My number 37 is Scout.
Oh, okay.
Is this
interesting?
Surprising to you?
A little bit, not much, but a little bit.
Okay. Did you think it was going to be higher?
I thought it would be a little lower, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, I really like Scout. Scout is a card game, and you are dealt a hand of cards, and you cannot move the order of the cards. And so you're trying to get runs or straight
sets.
Yeah, sets or runs of different cards. And you play it down on the table, and then the next person can either scout a card from you, meaning they're going to take a card, or they have to play something higher than what you have. And so it's just this fun card shedding game. You're trying to get rid of all of your cards, and you're trying to get as big of a hand as you can, but you can't move your cards around.
Right.
It's just that fun little mechanism of not being able to move your cards.
Yeah.
And if I play this, then that moves these 2 cards together, which actually gives me a better hand later.
Yeah.
So there's some strategy involved in it, and so I really like it.
So you can adjust the up or down of the cards at the beginning.
At the very beginning.
At the very beginning, one time. You can't change the order. And each side has different numbers.
Yes.
And when you lay down, let's say I lay down 3 8s, the next person would then have to either lay down 4 8s or 3 9s or higher. Or they could do a run of 4 cards because I only have 3.
Which is hard to do when you can't move your cards around.
It is. It's really hard to do. Yeah, it's very challenging, very fun game. I didn't think it would be so high on your list.
Yeah, I really think it's great. Yeah. So that is my number 37, Scout.
My number 37, I think, is going to be a disappointment to you.
Oh, okay.
Where it's at.
Okay.
It's Wormspan. Heartbreak, I know.
Shame. Oh, no.
I do love the game, clearly. It's my number 37 game of all time.
Yes, it's on your top 50.
Yes. It's not quite as high as I thought it would be, but after going through all of the games that we had, it kind of fell down a little bit.
I understand.
Yeah, so it's a game where you are enticing dragons into your caves So you have to put down cave cards, and then you entice dragons into them, and you can lay eggs on them, and you gain resources by going through the cave.
Yes.
And it is a really fun game. I love it. I love the art. I love the theme. It's a bit of a tight resource game. It's ultimately really fun. You're trying to. There's some comboing that you can make happen.
Definitely.
Some engine building a little bit that you can make happen.
Definitely.
Those aren't some of my favorite game mechanisms, but the game makes up for it in artwork and theme and the other mechanisms of the game. The way you gather resources and things like that. I love. And so anyway, it's a great game. I love it. It's just not as high on my list as maybe you want it to be.
Yeah, maybe so. I'm sure I'll talk about it at some point. We'll see.
I bet you do. And so that's my number 37, Wormspan.
All right, my number 36 is The Initiative.
What?
I know. Well, so
how is it this low?
This low?
Yes.
Okay, that gives me some information. I loved our plays of The Initiative. It was so much fun.
What's happening in this world?
Yeah, so this is not a game that you get to replay, unfortunately. It's kind of a one and done game, but it's also not legacy, so you can reset the game and give it to somebody else once you play through all the scenarios, which we did do that.
We did.
Are you genuinely upset about this choice?
I am. I think it's wrong.
Yeah.
You have made this a wrong decision.
I'm sorry about that. But anyway, it's so fun. I love the card play in the game. I love going through and discovering new things, and the puzzling of it. It incorporates a lot of things that I really enjoyed. We just had a blast playing this game.
It's a game inside of a game.
It is.
Inside of a game.
I know. It's game inception.
It's game inception.
Yes.
It's amazing. So love this game. It has very much of a legacy feel to it.
Does.
I love the new content being revealed as you go. The puzzles that are in the game, inside the game, are so good.
There's a little comic book.
There's a little comic book in it.
Yes.
There are some things that I won't spoil.
That's right. No
for
spoilers.
those of you who want to play the game.
You should play the game.
But it's so much fun.
Yeah.
So much fun. Wow. Wow.
I didn't realize you loved it so much. So
it's probably going to be on my list.
Okay. We'll see it when we get there. All right. So that was my number 36, The Initiative.
My number 36 is Viscounts of the West Kingdom.
Okay.
I am not a huge fan of the West Kingdom series games.
Right.
But the Viscounts game is an exception for me.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
It just works for my brain in ways that the other ones don't. It's a circular track. You are going up and down this track. You can go on an upper track, you can go on a lower track, and you can bounce between. And you are gaining cards. It's a deck builder. You are building buildings. You are putting meeples in your castle, in the castle. You are gaining, you can gain these little books that, give you bonus points at the end that I always ignore because it's not the right way to play.
Fun.
Yeah. And you're going along the track, gaining resources to build or to buy cards or to do all these other things. And it just works in my brain. For some reason. It just makes me happy.
Yes.
It ticks so many boxes and makes me happy. I love that the mechanism of the castle where you add meeples to it and then they bounce to the other side and then they bounce up and then to the other side and you just work your way up the tiers of the castle. So much fun. Love this game. Yeah,
this is such a good game. I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
That is my number 36, Viscounts of the West Kingdom.
My number 35 is World Wonders.
Oh.
World Wonders.
That's surprising too.
Really?
Yeah, I did not expect that to be on your top 50.
Yeah. World Wonders is a game that we played for the first time last year,
Uh-huh.
and we played it several times since. And you have to build out these world wonders in your grid, and there's certain rules on how you can build certain things. There's like some choices, so you'll be like going for something,
Uh-huh.
and but the other person might actually take it from you, not from you, but they're taking it from the
But
joint pool.
kind of.
But kind of, yeah. And so then you have to like redirect your strategy, and how are you going to make all of this stuff fit in your grid exactly the way that it needs to maximize your points.
Yeah.
One thing that's really interesting is you start with a certain amount of money, and at any point you can purchase the world wonder for the rest of your money. So you want to maximize as many actions as you can before you purchase the world wonder, because it's going to take the rest of your money.
Yeah.
However, if you wait too long, this guy's going to come along and take it from you, and you won't be able to buy the one you want.
Yeah, that's true.
But I really enjoy that kind of decision making of timing. When do I do this? When do I don't? When do I don't know? When do I do this? When should I wait? That kind of stuff. It's really fun.
And you have to connect every part of it. So you have to build a road to connect, to build a world wonder off of it. Now you can build off of other buildings, but everything has to be connected.
Yes.
So that's another element. And you're getting
these tiles that give you resources and things. Yeah, it's really fun.
It's a good game.
So that is my number 35, World Wonders.
Surprising. My number 35 is Marvel United.
Oh, okay. Huh. I didn't think it would be this high. See?
Yeah.
We're learning all kinds of things about each other.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is a Marvel game where there are 6 cards that are locations around the center board thing, and you are moving around to these different locations trying to fight minions, and until you can do enough things, satisfy enough things to fight the boss. The cards that you play build out what's essentially a comic book story.
Yes.
And it's really cool, really neat mechanic of the game that I really like. Also, the card that I play, she gets to use a resource of it on her turn. And then when she plays a card, I get to use one of the resources from her last card. So that's a really cool aspect as well. It is. There's a very much a cooperative aspect in that. And has really cute little meeples, or not meeples, minis. And so anyway, it's just a really fun game. It's a little bit easy on the easier side, much more of a sort of entry style game, entry to the hobby kind of game.
Right. But if it's fun, who cares?
That's right. And it is. I have fun every time we play it.
Yeah. It is fun. I always like the games where you get to like pick your character, be that character, and then there's like the cards kind of go along with that. I really enjoy that part.
Yeah. So that is my number 35, Marvel United.
My number 34 is Viscounts of the West Kingdom.
Okay. Close.
So it was very close. For all the reasons that he said, I have tried the book strategy.
Yeah.
And it didn't work very well for me. I still get it occasionally. I want to make it work at some point.
Our daughter, our oldest daughter, that is her go-to strategy.
I know.
Is to get the books.
Has she ever won?
Not once.
Okay, I was just curious.
It doesn't work. I don't think you can make it work.
Anyway, but yeah, so it is, for all the reasons he said, it's a lot of fun. I like that you're building up a deck, and that this one goes on and it slides your other cards down, and then those are the resources you can use for your turn. And then the next time it slides again. And so cards are constantly coming in and out, and there are certain things that you can do based on what cards came up. And so maybe you're trying to do something, but the card didn't come up that you really needed, so you're going to have to kind of adjust your strategy there. And it's just a really good game.
It is. Also, it's really fun because there are some cards that have things that trigger when they go off your board.
Yes, that's true.
And so you can kind of plan, a few turns ahead based on, what's on the card and what actions it has.
That's true.
And so, it's really fun. And then there are cards that let you rearrange your board, so you can this was a really good card, it's about to go off, I can put it back at the beginning of it and get another 3 turns out of it. So a really, really fun game. Love
Yes.
it so much.
That is my number 34, Viscounts of the West Kingdom.
My number 34, I think, is also going to be really surprising to you.
Okay.
It's Let's Go to Japan.
Wow. Okay.
This is a game, again, you'll hear this theme a lot, probably.
Mm-hmm.
I did not particularly love this game when we first played it.
Mm-hmm.
But the more I play it, the more I fall in love with it.
That is so surprising.
Yeah.
Okay.
The last time we played it, I had so much fun with it. And it has such a really cool mechanism that I don't think we have in any of our other games, where you have to you draw cards from two piles, and their locations in Japan. And then you take two cards and you keep them, and then you put two cards in your discard pile, but then those discarded pile goes to your opponent, and their discarded cards come to you.
Well, and you're actually drafting one and putting one in their discard pile too at different times. Like
there's
different ways that
there's
it does
different
it.
as it goes along. It changes it up. Sometimes you're pulling two cards, sometimes you're pulling four.
Yes.
And so, but it's that trading of like, these are the cards I don't want that I'm giving you, but I know I'm getting the cards that you didn't want.
Right.
And how do I make it work for my trip to Japan?
Yes.
You're building out, it's a 1 week, Sunday through Saturday trip, and you have to place 3 cards in each day, and you try to combo and get it to work in each day as best you can.
Yeah, because the order is going to matter at the end of the game. You don't score until the very end, and then it's like you go on your trip and you score throughout the trip.
That's right. And it's very thematic.
It is.
Very cool art. I love it so much. You have to have a train ticket, a subway ticket, to go to the different places. So every time you have a different card, so there's Tokyo and Kyoto. And so if let's say I have two Tokyo and one Kyoto, I have to put a subway ticket to go from one to the other.
That's right.
And so you want to try and have as many combos of each of those as you can, while trying to combo inside that day. And so it's like a really big puzzle, essentially.
Yeah.
And it's just really fun. I love it.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't realize how much you enjoyed that.
Yes. So that is my number 34. Let's go to Japan.
My number 33 game is The Art Project. I know you knew I liked this one.
I did. I knew this would be pretty high on your list.
This game is difficult.
Yeah.
It's cooperative. Both those things are right up my alley. You are trying to mitigate the problem. So similar to like a pandemic where there's constantly a problem like coming out and you're trying to take it away. This is the same kind of deal. There is they call it the white hand. The white hand that keeps coming out and just causing all kinds of problems. And you're trying to protect all of this art.
Save it. Yep.
And it's difficult because you have to get certain cards that come out that match so that you can do other things to save the art. The resources are really tight.
Really tight.
And so it is a difficult game, but it does come with different maps and they add different challenges as you go through. So you could play it campaign style if you wanted to, like you could play it one after the other. But it's just so fun. It's hard and fun and I love it.
Yeah. And you can lose locations. So in the map,
yes,
if there are ever 5 white hands in a location, you lose that location.
Yeah, and you can't go there.
You can't go there anymore. And which means that you can't add any art to save in that location, and so it just makes it even harder.
Yes.
And so it is a fun game. I like it. It's just
not in your top 50.
Not in my top 50.
Yeah, I didn't think that it would. But that is my number 33, The Art Project.
My number 33 is a game I've only played in BGA.
Okay.
And it is Mythicals.
Oh yeah, this is brand new.
Brand new to us. And it's a game where you draw 3 cards and then you choose a card color and you get all of the card of that same color from the 3 cards that you draw. They're numbered 1 through 5 and there are star cards, which are wild cards. And you are trying to get as many as you can to then score on that color's chart based on how many numbers in a row you have. And there's this really cool thing where you can add points to the token that you want to go for.
Yes.
And so then when you score it, you get extra tokens, either one or two extra tokens on top of the score that it already has.
Right.
And then also you can lock other tokens
so that they can't add those bonuses.
Yeah, so you can block your opponent from getting those extra tokens.
And you can see all of the cards are out, so you know exactly what your opponent is going for, which makes it a lot more difficult. Yes. You can't be sneaky about anything.
That's right. And so anyway, it's just really fun, pretty simple to learn.
It is.
Pretty quick games.
Yeah, probably 15 minutes.
Yeah. But it is really fun.
Yeah, we've really enjoyed playing. We play it on BGA together.
Yeah.
So that's been really fun.
It has, yeah.
I've enjoyed that one.
Yeah, and this is one I don't know that we would even need to buy it.
I know. I agree.
Because it's so easy and well done on BGA.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. I mean, we pay for a premium subscription to BGA, so I know they're probably getting some kind of kickback.
I don't know. I don't know how it works.
Neither. But anyway, that is my number 33 Mythicals.
All right. Good one. My number 32 is Space Base. If you have been watching our channel, you will know that we just recently played Space Base. We had not played it. It's an older game, but we had not played it. And are you thumbing me down?
I'm thumbing you down for having this that low.
Oh, because we had so much fun with it. Yes. So we just discovered Space Base, and it was so much fun. This one could go up if we played it a lot more.
It should.
So this is definitely not where it will stay. And who knows, maybe it'll go down. Maybe we'll play some fantastic games. I don't know. But as of right now, it is number 32. You have these spaceships that are docked, and you are kind of picking based on your resources. You get to add cards to your, what do you call that?
Your base.
Station.
Yeah.
And you get to roll dice, and that's the number that triggers an action. That's really fun. You get to act on somebody else's turn. Mm-hmm. So you get to pick the dice number on their turn, and you get to have an action.
Assuming you have the action to do.
Yes. Assuming you have the action to do. And so that's really fun. It's a very quick game. The turns are so fast. They're very snappy. So you're just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Once you know how to play the game, it's literally 15-second turns. Yeah, maybe 20-second turns.
Yeah, but it's so fun.
Yeah.
So we have really enjoyed having Space Base, and I'm guessing it's going to be a little bit higher on his list based on his reaction.
You will see this on my list, but not for a while.
Oh.
Hint.
Spoiler alert. Okay, so that's my number 32, Space Base.
My number 32 is a small box card game that we haven't talked about yet. Okay. Can you guess what it is?
Well, there's one that I can think of, but I think that one's going to be higher on your list. So
what do you think it is?
No. Well, I'm saying the one I'm thinking of would be higher, I think, on your list.
Okay.
So I'm not sure.
It's fishing.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's a pretty new game, too.
It is. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
It is really, really fun. This is a trick-taking game where each player has a set of starting cards that you are using to win tricks with. Mm-hmm. But when you win tricks, the tricks that you win are going to then become your hand for the next turn. Mm-hmm. If you don't win tricks, or you don't win as many tricks, whatever you're lacking, you get to pull from a deck of better cards.
That's right.
So there's this really cool balance of, I want to win tricks so I win points, mm-hmm. but I also want to lose some so I can get some of these better cards in my hand.
Yeah, because then you'll lose all the other tricks that come up later.
Because the other people are just going to get stronger and stronger and stronger, right. And you're just using all of the starting cards that everyone had.
That's right.
And so, you've got to balance it, and it is so much fun.
It is.
I love this game.
I think trick taking just keeps going up on your list too,
It
just
does.
as a mechanism.
It does. There is another trick taking game that's much higher on my list.
Yeah, we'll see what it is when we get there.
Yep. So this is my number 32, fishing.
My number 31 is also a card game.
Okay.
We have not talked about yet.
You cannot have it this low.
Well,
It's not the one I'm thinking of.
I
It
don't-
can't be.
I doubt it's the one you're thinking
Okay,
of.
okay, good.
Okay, but it probably is. I don't know. This one might be on your list
Is
later.
it Take 5?
No.
Okay.
Okay. It is Fantasy Realms.
Oh, Fantasy Realms. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, so this is a really fun card game where you have all these cards and you're trying to build basically the best hand. And you're drawing a card and discarding a card. So it's really simple, but they play off of each other.
Combo.
Yes.
Combo-tastic.
That's right. They are definitely combo-tastic. And the game ends whenever there are 10 discarded cards. And they're face up, so you can take one of the discarded cards or you can draw one from the pile. But once there are 10 face-up cards, the game is over.
That's right.
So you don't know exactly how many rounds it's going to go, but you can kind of figure out when it's about to end.
That's right, because the more people that take from the discarded cards, the longer the game goes.
Correct.
Yeah.
And so you're trying to build up the absolute best hand that are going to combo off of each other.
That's right.
And it is a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this one.
It's good. It's good.
All right, so that's my number 31, Fantasy Realms.
My number 31 is another game that I've only played on BGA.
Okay.
You probably know if you think about it.
I can't think of it right now.
Okay. It's Captain Flip.
Oh, Captain Flip. Okay, yes.
Captain Flip is one of the faster games you can play.
Yes.
It's maybe a 5 to 10 minute game max.
Yeah, I don't even think it's ever been 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I've never played it.
Yeah. You get a tile. It's two-sided. And you're presented with one side of it. And then you can either take that or you can flip it. But once you flip it, you got to take that other side.
Right.
So there's a bit of a push your luck element there. And then you're filling out these maps. They're not maps. These boards that have columns.
Oh, yeah.
That have columns up. And each one does different things. Sometimes it doesn't do anything but give you coins. Coins is the way you win. And then some of them have bonuses. Some of them do different things when you fill up the column and things like that. And so, and then the tokens play off of each other sometimes. And so there's, like, for instance, there's a gunner token. You can't have 3 or more gunner tokens or you lose.
Yeah, automatically. It doesn't
lose.
matter how many points you have.
That's right. But you can place, like, sometimes what I like to do is place 2 gunner tokens, but I leave the space above them open so that if I get a monkey,
you can flip the gunner over.
I can put it in above the gunner and flip it.
Yes.
And then you can get more gunners.
Yes, because gunners give you a lot of points. Yeah.
5 coins, which is big. So anyway, there's lots of little comboing that happens like that. And it's really fast. It's really snappy.
There are good decisions, but there is a lot of luck involved based on the tile. So it's got a good balance there.
Yeah, of that.
It's really fun. I love that game.
I love this game because if I've got 10 minutes, I can log into BGA and play 1 or 2 games of Captain Flip and then be done. And it is so much fun.
It is.
I love this game.
I really enjoy this one too.
Yeah.
My favorite thing to do is, if I get the opportunity to, I love to go for the swabbies. Because if you can get multiple swabbies in different columns,
bigger and bigger
you get
points.
Lots of points. But you can't always do that.
Yeah, that's right.
But I enjoy the swabbies.
So that is my number 31 game, Captain Flip. Yeah, so that is our top 40 to 31.
If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe.
And tell us down below in the comments, what are your top 40 to 31 games? We want to see that.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.